All right, gang, we are back. Views Tube, and we got a London one today. Back with a London one, the deadly war in East London, Malistrip versus LGR. Of course, like the rest of them, I ain't seen it, so we are gonna learn together. But if you're liking these videos, like, share, subscribe. Let's go. Next milestone is 500. But without too much further ado, let's get into this, man.
Jaden Moody, 14 years old. He was murdered on the 8th of January this year.
According to Trident, they're
Again, sorry, right off the bat, 14 years old.
responsible for 7 murders in 3 years or less, that we know of.
In this video, we are heading to East London, specifically the borough of Waltham Forest, where a large street gang named Malistrip operates around Leighton. Malistrip is divided into 2 different sets, one being L Tizzy, which controls the E10 postcode, and one being SJ, which controls the E17 postcode. Malistrip formed in the early 2015s. Before, members were a part of the Beaumont Boys, but the olders would split off and make their own set, naming it Malistrip. This was most likely to make more money. Malistrip doesn't really focus on postcode wars, but instead the local drug trade, being one of the richest gangs in London. They even keep track of police number plates and police presence in order to not get arrested. A few streets away from Malistrip are their main ops named LGR. They were once allied with Malistrip in one gang called the Beaumont Boys, but would begin to have a rivalry after Malistrip would separate.
Recurring themes. Sets breaking into subsets, then start warring each other for money, for power, just for the crack, it seems like, for most of these guys. Do you know what I'm saying? But another recurring theme, people.
From Beaumont Boys. Beaumont Boys is not really a gang anymore, with it now being LGR that run the Beaumont estate. The Beaumont Boys have been around since the 1990s and is referred to as LGR by the younger generation. LGR stands for Let's Get Rich and Leighton Green Riders. Malistrip also has a deadly beef with nearby Priory Court, which has been going on for a few years as well. In 2015, Malistrip members would start shotting on Beaumont's block. Allegedly, a fight would happen between Malistrip members and Beaumont olders. LGR would get involved after an LGR older shot Hunter Malistrip to death in 2016. This would spark LGR, which was a younger set from Beaumont, to start beefing Malistrip. On the 7th of May 2017, a Malistrip member named EJ was out in Walthamstow High Street with a friend. Allegedly, him and his friend were out trapping that night. 2 LGR GMs would also be out that night and would ambush EJ and his friend. The 2 LGR members would stab EJ once in the stomach. EJ would run into a cafe and collapse, and his intestines had started to fall out of his stomach as a result of the attack. Sadly, EJ would be pronounced dead 2 hours later. The LGR GMs were caught on CCTV fleeing the scene.
Again, a very slow pedal. Doesn't look like a flea to me. And again, a one stab in the right place is enough, whereas some people get it 17, 13, 20 times, and they're still here to tell the tale.
They would be caught by police just a few days after the incident. Ezra, LGR, and Morgan, LGR, would be convicted and given life sentences for this incident. Rest in peace to EJ. My thoughts and prayers are with his family. A few days after EJ's death, Ezra, LGR, who was EJ's killer, was in an arcade in Walthamstow. 5 Malistrip members would find Ezra and shoot at him whilst he was in the arcade. This was all caught on CCTV, but it is way too graphic to show on YouTube.
This guy, UK Drill Plug, or whoever it is that runs the page, does have a Patreon where certain things are visible. Again, though, I've only stopped it recurring themes, fired off into an arcade where the guy is. Are you looking at him? Is there people next to it? Like, as I keep saying, man, you go on like you're bad, but are you really like that? Just opening up into anything, you know, and praying that you don't kill someone.
Ezra would be arrested not long after this for the murder of EJ. A few months after this incident, in November 2017, an LGR member named DS would start dropping songs and would document the beef in these songs. He released Leighton's Calling, which would show UK drill fans what was really happening in Walthamstow. In March 2018, 3 Malistrip members would seek retaliation for the murder of EJ and would ride to their op block with intention to find their ops. They would spot a Priory Court member named Nino. The Malistrip members would spy on Nino and then they would shoot him in the chest, killing him whilst he was sitting in his van with his friend listening to music. He was not a part of LGR, but he was a part of
Sorry, that's another recurring theme. Sitting in the van, standing at a bus stop, you know, like chilling with your friend, shot dead or shot.
Priory Court, which Malistrip also heavily beefed. The 3 Malistrip members were handed life sentences for his murder and will likely remain in prison for most likely the rest of their life. The gun used to murder Nino was allegedly the same gun that was used in the murder of Nisha by Wood Green. One of the members that killed Nino was named Hammers. He was also found guilty of the murder of Kizzy in 2017. Kizzy was another Priory Court member. Hammers was sentenced to 28 years.
Did he look like a member in that picture? Hella young.
For the murder of Nino and was also found guilty for the murder of Kizzy. During the court trial, police would search Hammers' home and would find a hit list that Hammers wrote. This had the names of many different ops. The hit list had the names Nino and Kizzy crossed out. It is likely Hammers will never see life outside of jail again. Rest in peace, Nino. Rest in peace, Kizzy. With this much violence surrounding Malistrip and their opposition, police would start to watch what the gangs did closely, but it wouldn't be until 2021 when the police would crack down on Malistrip and arrest members for selling Class A drugs. On the 8th of January 2019, an LGR GM known as Jay Sav, who was only 14, was out selling drugs on his bike late at night. On this same night, 5 Malistrip gang members were riding out in a stolen Mercedes looking for ops. They would spot Jay Sav and would drive into him whilst he was riding on his moped, instantly killing him. The Malistrip GMs would then get out of the car, stabbing him 9 times, even though he had already passed away. Jay Sav had moved to London in order to get closer to his grandma who lived there. This entire incident was also caught on CCTV, but it is way too
That's a bit of a mad one as well. Like, whoever moves to London for it to be safe, you normally move out of the city for it to be safe. You don't move to London for it, unless they were coming from a different area in London, but then you move to East. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't get it twisted. It's mad everywhere now, but yeah, that's a bit weird to me. I've never heard of no one moving to London to avoid stuff and then end up dying anyway.
Graphic for me to show here. A Malistrip member named AB was the only one arrested for the murder, whilst the other members have not been arrested. AB would be caught on CCTV in a shop buying cigarettes 10 minutes after the murder took place. He was arrested hours later and was given life with a minimum of 21 years. This was a prime example of 2 kids caught up in the wrong life. AB was abused during his upbringing and his dad was killed in King's Cross. This would make him vulnerable to being groomed into that lifestyle. Jay Sav's life was also just beginning, but he fell in with the wrong crowd and would be selling drugs from young. All around, it's a sad situation. Rest in peace to Jay Sav. My prayers go out to his family. After this murder, there would be lots of tit-for-tat incidents between LGR and Malistrip, resulting in stabbings and shootings. And later in 2019, we would see the first instance of a Malistrip member making music. After this murder, a Malistrip member named Richie would burst onto the scene and start dropping UK drill bangers.
Hard as well. He was actually sick.
Crooks and Bingo. It was alleged that Richie was present at the double murder of 2 Leytonstone GMs in 2014, named Fox and Hollow, but would flee England for 5 years and return in 2019. This is not confirmed, but alleged. A few other Malistrip members would also start rapping during 2019 and 2020. This included Rondo Montana, Ridla, and Baby Mane. These songs would blow up and catch a lot of attention from UK drill fans. LGR would also start dropping rude songs, dissing Malistrip consistently.
I wasn't quite into Baby Mane, but Rondo and Ridla, I believe, had a plugged in. That one went off. I think Ridla is way better than Rondo, but Rondo's got good energy.
A lot of instances of violence between Malistrip and LGR are explained in their drill songs.
Bang. Got shift, got shift, got shot, got shift, got shift, got shot, but the punk somehow didn't end up dead. Shut up your mouth, don't do it. Whole P, NT green on the beat, I see this IC3's gonna eat.
They got the numbers, we got the heart, you know. It's like 100 man v10 right now, guarantee they still run so fast. Them man gas could they killed 1 kid, we done took more than a few of your dogs.
I'm saying because you took 1 kid and he was, and like I said, a young boy in the gang life, but they're not sending him on drills. He's selling the drugs. That's kind of the things that they should be doing. Not they should be doing, but you know, if you're going to do anything at that age, 14, that And then these men saw a little kid on his ped, ran him over, killed him, stabbed him. Like, again, did that little kid do you anything? Did he stab or, do you know what I'm saying? Shoot at anyone. I'm not saying all of them haven't, but lots of them ain't. We've seen it, you know, or this person just got because we couldn't get someone else. And it's just always these young boys, man.
In peace, J Savage, an extra savage with more than heart. I swear you done jack.
Rims dipped in through the window, we did a limbo where the car was swerving. That day when you got bun, his bro tried ramming, his use ain't learning. 19 pellets in his.
In June 2020, Richie would announce he was leaving the road life and quitting music to focus on religion, which is the best outcome from this road life. In a lot of instances, it's jail or death, but it is good to see that Richie has left that life behind. Rondo Montana was recalled to prison in 2020 after dropping his first song. He would start writing bars in prison, and when he came out in 2021, a lot of his friends were arrested and charged with conspiracy to supply Class A drugs. This is when Rondo Montana would start taking music seriously, as he saw what the roads had done to people around him. Ridla and Rondo would drop duo freestyles together that would get hundreds of thousands of views. Whilst Malistrip still frequently diss LGR and Priory Court in songs, the beef is not as active as it was in 2017 nowadays. The truth about this life is that no one is winning in these situations. Both gangs have lost close friends and have lost friends to prison. Rondo Montana recently did an interview about his life as a Malistrip member, and you can tell he is very hurt about losing EJ, who was his friend.
And the person, I guess, who murdered your friend, what happened to him?
He got arrested still. He's in jail. He's riding life for it right now. Literally. Sit storm. He's birded.
Whilst this life that drill rappers live looks appealing, it's really kill or be killed when you're surrounded by this life. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Let me know if I have missed or gotten any info wrong.
You look traumatized there, boy. Mad. He looked like he was in the interview room and he's got 3 bodies and they're trying to put them all on you. But to be fair, look, he's upset. He's lost people. Everyone loses people, but especially to this, in the way that it happens, then he's going to go on songs and then talk about what he's going to do to his ops. Do you get it? So it's just like an endless cycle, or a Boris, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, interesting, man. Malistrip, definitely heard of them through Richie, and like I said, Ridla and Rondo through the Plugged In and stuff. So go and check them out, man, for the music anyway. Other than that, big up the UK Drill Plug. The link will be in the video. And until next time, people, let me know what you want. There's a certain place, a certain gang. If it's out there, I will get it done. Yeah? But until next time, as I keep saying, peace.